Hi guys, our reporting for today is in Lesson 3, Chapter 4, Main Drivers for Growth. Outsourcing offers a bunch of advantages including increased reach in efficiency, controlled cost, improved focus on core business activities. The same advantages are true for business process outsourcing or BPO. Companies that choose BPO should be familiar with the main drivers of BPO industry. Here are some of them. Robust IT infrastructure. Due to infrastructure and IT development, an organization can transfer data to a company on the other side of the planet within a second, affordably and safely. This allows increasing ROI or return on investment and shareholder value. Besides, this allows companies to lower their costs. A robust IT infrastructure can help scan and deliver information quickly that end customers have sought. This leads to rich user experience and hence helps to achieve higher ROI for the business. Globalization. To elucidate, ever since the global economy started getting more integrated and interconnected, there has been a concomitant movement towards opening up of the economies of the developing countries to greater interaction with the West. This flattening of the world economy has meant that the East was no longer ensconced in protectionist walls but to open the doors of its economies to companies from the West. Any developing country that has invested in infrastructure and education could reap the advantages of the opening up of the global economy. This was what happened in the case of the BPO sector, where the presence of a large pool of English-speaking graduates along with availability of broadband brought on by the huge investments made in the telecom and software sector during the dot-com boom were leveraged by companies to communicate and plug into the economies of the West.
And conscious aspect. The increased total output of a product reduces cost per unit. This is the main definition for economies of scale. That means that a large factory can produce tools at a lower price. The specialization of labor and improvement of technology works as production volumes booster. Demography. Sila gali guys ang ga-determine sang size of population or sila ga survey sang size of the population sang isa ka kumpanya or sang isa ka university. Geopolitical situation. So guys, sila gali patawag sa mga seminar kaga-discuss sa ilang mga sales or sila mga product sa iban nga countries kag silang gapang encourage sa mga ibang countries nga magpa-alay sa ilang mga kumpanya.
Top 10 drivers of Philippine outsourcing dominance. The growth trajectory of its information technology business process outsourcing is on a strong positive upward curve. Number 2, the information technology business process management industry is poised to become the single largest contributor to the country's annual GDP in 2020. Number 3, the Philippines is the fifth most popular outsourcing destination in the world. This can mostly be explained because of low cost of the workforce in the Philippines. 4, growth of the IT-BPM sector is driven by technology-led industry transformations in key high-value services. 5, the Philippines outsourcing workforce is at least 1.2 million professionals strong and growing. Again, this also plays into the factor of living cost and how higher companies from first world countries pay the outsourcing services, because the outsourcing services get more income thanks towards a separate party giving them a source of income. They can pay their workforce more, allowing meaning that they can hire more people and get more manpower to join the industry. The IT-BPM sector is expected to create at least 600,000 additional jobs by 2020. These are projected figures, so they're not actually guaranteed, but it seems very likely that that uh, these figures can be reached, and it's a sign of a really healthy growing industry, because that is essentially a 50% growth in 2 years. Number 7, the Philippine government provides attractive investor incentives within the BPO industry. I'm not really aware of the economic laws concerning the BPO industry in the Philippines, but if that is the case, then it's most likely really friendly to people investing in the BPO industry, which is actually a good thing since it encourages more economic mobility. Hey, the Philippines has a strong track record of service diversification in the outsourcing industry. That's mostly because of how large the industry is. Its diversity is pretty much an inevitability in during that scenario. 9. Total foreign direct investments in 2019 was at 7.65 billion with 1.6 billion dollars pledged for the IT-BPO industry. That would actually be a large enough portion of our economy. Although considering that $7.65 billion is roughly 1% of our country's GDP, which does seem small, but the GDP takes into account multiple industries and multiple economic sources. So 1% would actually be very significant. Then, the Commission on Higher Education is fully supportive towards producing a market-ready BPO workforce. Pretty self-explanatory. Thanks for Chad supporting the BPO workforce that allows for more manpower, making it more available to get BPO services at a cheaper cost, causing more investors to pile up.
And that's all for our reporting. Thank you guys.